Good afternoon. Pardon my voice. I'm in a sick house right now, and it looks like I caught it too. Fortunately, I don't have to work around other people, so no one's in danger from my germs. Um, okay, so this is big potential news. I think it's got potential. Did I just repeat myself? A new bill has been proposed. It's a bipartisan bill in that a Democrat by the name of Debbie Stabenow and a Republican by the name of Susan Collins have together introduced a new We Can't Wait Act bill. Now, if anyone follows this kind of stuff, and I will say the text is not yet out with congress.gov, so I can't actually see the text yet, but I have a description of it shared by Nosker, no less. So I wanted to go through it with you. There have been previous submissions of bills. The illustrious Mr. Casey and Clan have done it in the past, but I think there might be some big differences. So can't hold me to it because I don't have the text of the new one. But if what I'm seeing here in Nosker's wonderful description, and I thank them for the email, is so, I think I might know what a difference is. So let's go through this. And this is why this one might actually have a better chance. The other one was a little crazy, but not to be unexpected. Okay. So these two ladies introduce this We Can't Wait Act. The purpose, ostensibly, is to prevent people from being deprived of benefits, retro or prospective, depending on when they prevail in their case relative to when their disability started and when they applied. So it would prevent them having to go without that 5-month waiting period of payments. So as you might know, there is a waiting period. We probably have a video on it someplace, where once you prevail on a Title II, that's Social Security Disability, not SSI, which is Title 16, when you're in a Title II claim and you prevail and they find you disabled as of, say, January 2022, you have to go 5 full months after January of 2022 or 23, whatever I said, without being owed any benefits. I mean, that's basically what our premiums pay in for, an insurance policy with a waiting period. Now, a lot of people, the waiting period deprives people of money that they probably go into hock for. Sometimes they're going into hock anyway because a case can take a couple of years. So there's been a long time cry if there was something that could be done about this. But of course, if you're going to pay people 5 extra months of benefits, the sucking of funds out of the fund would drastically increase, right? That's a lot of money. And as one of my colleagues always says, the cost would be astronomical. And I'm not talking a conservative who said that. That was a non-conservative. So I don't know what the cost would be, but I was thinking, let's say there were 500,000 people a year prevailing on Title II claims, and they're each getting $1,000 a month, 5,000 times 500,000. Do the math. It's a lot of money every year. Okay. Now, I will agree that the 5-month waiting period is very difficult, and I don't like it. So I always thought, God, if they could just do something that doesn't cost the fund. So, not everybody needs to take the 5 months, but some people really need it. So what do we do about that? So there have been, like I said, a couple bills in the past, and they seem to have been, I was just looking at 3575, S.3575, and S.320. 3575 came about in early 2022. S320 came about in early 2023. And now we're several months later, still in 2023. And these two Congresswomen have, on different sides of the aisle, have presented this one. The prior ones, I believe, were all Democrats, and at least one of them had one independent on there. I know for sure one had 13 sponsors, 12 Ds, 1 I. I didn't find that information yet on the other one because I was kind of getting to this pretty quickly before I call it a day and go put my head on a pillow. Anyway, okay, so and those were flat out eliminations of the 5-month waiting period. You just get the money. They don't explain where the money's coming from, whether it's falling out of trees, coming out of your pocket, maybe your grandma's pocket, maybe your grandchild's piggy bank. Who knows? No explanation, just it's coming. And those failed miserably. And if they didn't account for where the money's coming from, I understand why they failed miserably, and they probably should have. Irresponsible, incompetent to even put forward something like that, in my opinion. But look at this. And again, we don't have the text. I just have the summary provided by Nosker, which I, again, am very thankful for. It states that I should preface the previous bills that we're going to just exclude it altogether without addressing, I believe, where the money's coming from. They did do a staggered approach. So like in 2022, you'd only have a 3-month wait. People in 2023 would have a 2-month wait. It would stagger down. So the next, the following 4 or 5 years, 4 or 5 years, people would be treated differently until it's all knocked off for future people. That doesn't make a lot of sense either. But in the end, it was all knocked off without consideration of where it was coming from, right? So this new bill, it says I'm just trying to find the part I want to find. Oh, Nosker indicates that it's top priority. And I think it's for a good reason, if all this is true, because it has no net impact on the trust fund and already has strong bipartisan support. So that this bill gives claimants a choice to receive benefits without delay. I would also add that, like most choices of reasoned people, there is a period of time in which they must make the choice. If they don't make the choice, they're stuck with the results. Okay. But I think what this means is, and I've heard this from colleagues that were, listening to some of the comments on what was going into this and what was being considered before this bill came out. It might be such that when you, either before you file, some point, at the time you file, or at some point thereafter, but probably not too far after, or it could be when you prevail, I don't know, you get to make the choice. Do you want to be paid those 5 months that occurred last year and get those now as part of your back benefits? In which case, it is going to come from it's going to be just like taking early retirement at 62. You're not actually getting more overall. It's getting skimmed off the top of all of your future years for the rest of your life to come up with those extra 60 payments or whatever it is that you're opting for when you collect at 62 for early retirement. Same here, I think, was the idea. Don't have the tax, but this is the scuttlebutt I've been hearing from colleagues. So you can opt for the 5 months, but if you were going to get $2,000 check, it would be something smaller on a permanent basis, because it's got to pay for those 5 months. That way, it's not other people paying for your 5 months, or the Social Security Disability Fund going insolvent, which, all this is always a big problem, big concerns in people everywhere about Social Security and its solvency and its strength and its sustainability. So I like it if that is so. And I'd be interested to hear what could be the negatives, because I don't know everything about this. Obviously, again, we don't even have the text. But I love the fact that people would have a choice, so that people that really want that 5 months now, slightly reduced for sure, or somewhat reduced. I don't know how much it would be. I would imagine it's kind of significant though. Can do that. Friends, and then think of someone who's terminally ill. They have to wait the 5 months. They're never going to see it back, and they're probably not going to get very many benefits anyway. how about they get that money, even if it's at that reduced rate, of course. But they get it, if that's what they want. And I think a terminally ill person would choose that, right? There's no reason not to. The choice I like, you choose to take less for much more bigger period of time, or you choose not to, your choice, because you are paying the price. You're getting the benefits and you're paying the price. You weigh the pros and the cons for your personal situation, and that's how it goes. I'd be really interested to see where this goes. This seems so much better than what I think the prior ones were, which was, we're just getting rid of the 5 months paying everybody and woo, stimulus. It doesn't make sense. So this could be really, really good. These things take a little time to get through usually. The other ones didn't go anywhere, because they just, if you think about it, how can you vote for something like that? I don't know how you could even write it personally, but we got those people up there. So, but this is great. As I understand it, which again, full disclosure, don't have the text. It's not out yet. At least not where I was looking. Anyway, I think it's pretty awesome. If I change my mind because I read something more that is like I'm unaware of, I will let you know, and I will tack it on. Okay. All right. So pretty cool. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye now.